Hi friends! Welcome back to my channel. This is Aso Tarot, and today's pick a card reading is going to be looking at who is thinking about you and why. We'll see what's on their mind, maybe what they want you to know, kind of just leaving it open for spirit. So we have 3 piles today. Pile 1 with the 8th house tarot and the Angelite heart. Pile 2 with the modern witch tarot and the pink aragonite, I think it's pronounced cloud. And pile 3 with the Mystical Dream Tarot and the blue Chalcedony butterfly wings. So go ahead and pause the video and meditate on the cards if you need to decide which pile you feel most drawn to. It's absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one pile. Oftentimes there are multiple messages in different piles, or they could be about different people. Really, it just depends on the person and the situation. Don't feel too stressed. If you're really struggling to pick a pile, you can pick the pile that's later, so that if there are similarities, I will point them out in the later piles. Obviously, I can't say that for pile 1. It'll be like pile 3, but yeah, just do what feels right to you. Don't get too stressed out. If something doesn't fit or it's not resonating, don't force it. It's absolutely okay for something not to be for you. But the main point of this is to get confirmation that your intuitive feelings are correct. So always trust your gut, always trust your intuition, and yeah, hopefully we will get some interesting messages today. So go ahead, scroll down to the description and we'll get into your reading. Hi there, pile 1. If you guys chose the Angelite heart and the 8th house tarot, this is your reading, and this is who is thinking about you. I was about to say who is on your mind, and I'm like, well, I guess that kind of is too, because you're probably wondering if it's a specific person. So these cards here will help us see that before we get into the tarot. So we have these 4 to indicate who they are, and these 2 to indicate their energy towards you. So to start, we have the engineer and the knight. And we also have the elk and the hyena. And their energy towards you is represented by confusion and balance, which I actually kind of want to, yeah, there we go. Okay, so I really feel like this person is a bit intense, but they have quite an impressive personality. They're kind of juxtaposed by this very serious, headstrong energy. I can see them being very ambitious and driven, especially with the elk. That's a lot of masculine energy. Somebody who probably thinks very logically, but also has huge dreams and goals. They could even be an engineer. It says here the ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing solutions to common dilemmas. Now, I definitely feel like this person is a bit of a smooth talker. With the hyena here, this can indicate somebody who is really humorous and witty, but they might also use that humor as a way to mask what they're truly feeling. I feel like this is definitely somebody who likes to contribute so long as it's funny and uplifting. They're not really somebody who's like a Debbie Downer. If they feel any pain, they kind of hold it in. In fact, they're very action oriented here with the knight, and it's quite likely that maybe this was some type of romantic interest, or it could be somebody that you dated in the past. I guess that's kind of the same thing as a romantic interest. But we have earth and fire energy here, so those could be placements in their chart, or they could just embody those energies. I definitely think there's an aspect of them where this humor and this sarcasm or the charm that they have, it's to cover up a lot of insecurities within them. They're very driven, and it's possible maybe they look up to like a father figure that's quite successful, or they just have a lot of pressure on their family to succeed. They could have a family of their own that they might need to provide for. they just have this energy of being quite headstrong and willing to do anything to reach their goals. And I think with these two cards here being balance and confusion, their energy towards you, I keep hearing harsh. Because I definitely get the energy like this person is somebody to act before they think. And then they often go, oh man, why did I do that? But oftentimes they're lost in thought and their own ideas. We have a little bit of Libra energy as well with the balance here. But it's possible that they did something to you to alienate you. And it likely wasn't intentional. It could have just been, like, the biggest vibe that I'm getting is that this person was really focused on their career or just important aspects of their life that they have a lot of ambition towards. And they might have not realized the people that they were driving away as a result. Like, I don't think you're the only person that this person has kind of hurt or alienated because they're so focused on their own goals that they seem to not realize the impact of their words or actions when they're doing them in the moment. They can be quite destructive, and I feel like a lot of that destruction kind of goes inward. They could have addictive tendencies or struggle with coping, because I definitely think this is someone who doesn't have a healthy outlet for their emotions. And their energy towards you is quite confused with this confusion card. It's kind of interesting because in both of these images, we have people crossing their arms, and I almost feel like this has been transferred to them. You might kind of be a ghost in their memory, or memories of the past kind of haunt them and now they feel confused. This is kind of an energy of not really understanding why something is occurring or what they want. It's really interesting because I feel like they kind of have just this split personality. There's this one side of them that's very serious, very hardworking, driven, ambitious, all those things. And then on this side, it's like, I just want to have fun, like keep things light, make other people laugh, have a good time, you know, live, laugh, love, but not like a cringy on the kitchen way. No shade if that's on your kitchen, but you know, word art is only for certain people. Okay, so if this sounds like somebody you know, it's very likely that this is who is thinking about you. So let's go ahead and get into what they're thinking about and what they might want you to know, what has got you on their mind, which we kind of did this already, but it's kind of a different, what are they thinking about sort of thing. So Spirit, what is pile one's person thinking about in terms of pile one? What would they want pile one to know? So to start, we have the 8 of Air, Jupiter and Gemini, the 5 of Fire, Saturn and Leo, the 4 of Air, Jupiter and Libra, the Knight of Earth, or the Knight of Pentacles, and we have Scorpio, the Death card. Okay, so this is really interesting. This definitely seems like somebody that you're not talking to. And it's kind of interesting because we have that similarity with that stag card or that elk card, except this is a horse with antlers here. This person is definitely struggling. And I don't think it's entirely, like the energy that I'm truly getting from this is that you said something or made something clear to this person about the way they were living or their actions towards you and others. And I feel like they didn't believe you, or they just kind of brushed it off like whatever. Because it's almost this energy of like, oh, they really told me so. And the confusion kind of makes sense. I almost see a similarity here with that 8 of air. They're overthinking a lot. There's a lot of swords energy here. And I think they're struggling with some kind of change. It could be in regards to this connection or just their life in general. I'm really called to this 5 of Wands energies, also Saturn and Leo, because it's like the city life is getting to them. You know what I mean? Which they don't have to live in the city, but it's almost like their maladaptive coping mechanisms are catching up to them a little bit. And by maladaptive coping mechanisms, I just mean, you know, things that we do, we all have them, and they're just things that we do in the short term to make us feel better, but that in the long term don't really help us in any way. And I feel like this person is really stuck in their patterns and their ways. And with this 8 of Swords, it's like they've almost convinced themselves that they're doomed to live a life like this because they refuse to think outside of the way that they're used to thinking. They might be really frustrated with their progress in their personal life. I just get this energy like you're somebody that they admire, and so they might think about you a lot, like before they go to bed, or they might just reminisce and they think, oh, you know, pile 1 would be kind of disappointed in me if they knew that this was going on, or pile 1 wouldn't put up with this, or pile 1 this, pile 1 that. You know, it's kind of like they look up to you in a way. And it's kind of interesting because in this image, like the woman is looking up. It's possible a lot of people in their personal life they're getting into arguments with, and they're kind of fighting themselves right now. Like, they're starting to understand that maybe they're not always right all the time, and that kind of sucks. I think we all can recognize that kind of sucks. I'm called with this 4 of Swords as well. It's possible you show up in this person's dreams, but they're definitely, like, in terms of actions, I feel like they're holding back from acting on anything in their life. Like, because the energy, it's kind of funny, like, because it's not necessarily, their thoughts aren't necessarily entirely about you. It's like, it's more introspective and inward, and they're comparing themselves to you in this sense of like, oh, well, they wouldn't put up with this, or pile 1 wouldn't do this. And you're definitely somebody that they admire. And whether you have your shit together or not, they think that you do. And if something happened here, like an argument or a rift where you guys aren't communicating, or are just taking a break from one another, with this 4 of air here, they're starting to get some clarity. But I think their anxiety and their logical intuition kind of overrides that. And I think maybe if something happened in the moment, like you guys had some type of rift, they're really thinking about it like, oh man, I see now how I shouldn't have done that. Because it's kind of interesting how this 8 and this 4, you know, this card is really dark and really stormy and scary, and you know, maybe they're overthinking about an argument. I just feel like with this 5 of Wands, there could have been some type of discord or disagreement that where one or both of you was like, okay, I can't talk to you, or I can't do this right now. And I almost feel on your end like a sense of frustration, because you're like, bro, if you could just see things from my perspective, your life wouldn't be that difficult. And I feel like this person now is starting to understand those things in hindsight. And I feel like this person wants to communicate, maybe not literally, but they want to get better. No matter who it is, because the energies are general and this is collective, this person is starting to recognize that things need to change and they need to work on themselves, especially with Scorpio and the Death card here. It's possible maybe they repeated these patterns with other people and that helped them be like, oh man, this really is a problem. Because I think before they weren't really thinking about other people as much as they should have. And I'm called to the similarities between the hyena and the Eight of Swords. It's like they use a lot of their humor, a lot of their sarcasm, a lot of their wit. It's just a front for the anxiety that they feel, because I do think that they feel very lost in themselves. And this could also be like bravado, charisma, a front that they put forth, because they are kind of defensive, like naturally defensive. And I definitely think that things that you said in the past, or things that you pointed out to them that they might not have seen, they're starting to, and it's changing their perspective, and I don't think they like it very much. And so the reason why I think they're not necessarily doing anything to change, but they're thinking about it, is because they're still confused. Because I think this person really enjoyed eating a nice plate of their own bullshit, and having you point that stuff out, especially because they admired you, was not very easy for them. And so instead of it being like, oh man, that person was right, I think it's going to have to take a lot of instances for them to realize, oh, what this person said has merit, because now I've seen this pattern repeating over and over. And it's possible that's what's leading to this change, because no matter what, this person wants to change things between you two, whether that's just being on better terms. Because I could almost see this being a friendship sort of thing, where maybe you guys dated but then decided to be friends, or there's a lot of different scenarios I could see here. But I feel like this person is trying to hide the fact that they just feel wilted and sad inside. And they might be struggling. We have a card popping out here. The Three of Wands, Sun and Aries. Yeah, they want to communicate something to you. They might not say that they're right. This definitely seems like the person that isn't good with apologies or admitting when someone else is right about something. And they might be kind of running away from the truth. But I think it's getting to a point where they realize they no longer can. And with the Three of Wands here, it's possible they're getting to the point where they're starting to have an epiphany and their horizons are expanding. I don't know why, but the woods here, like in the background of this card, makes me think of Twilight. So if that's significant for any reason, there you go. But we're going to go ahead and keep looking at this. So let's just see like what this person wants you to know. So what does pile one's person, you know, what do they, which this technically, I know there's some confusion with your person. Your person, I'm using it in this context just because we're seeing who is thinking about you, and we've already seen who. So now this is technically your person, because if you know who they are, then they're your person. Your person doesn't have to be the same person every single time. Your person is just whoever the subject of the reading is. I hope that clarifies things. But so what does pile one's person want them to know in terms of their thoughts? What have they been thinking about? What's shifting? So we have the Two of Pentacles. We have a lot of Jupiter energy. So I know Jupiter is ruled by Saturn and Pisces, so that could be significant. We have, and then we have Neptune, the Hanged One, which is also Pisces energy, so it's funny that came out. And we have the Ace of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have the Two of Cups. And we have the Ace of Swords. And the back of the deck energy is, wow, okay, the Queen of Wands. So that might make sense with Sun and Aries. You could be an Aries Sun, or you could just have Aries, Leo, or Sag placements. I'm definitely getting this energy, like this person, with this Five of Wands here, you might have straight up bitched this person out for how they were acting, and they might have been like, whatever, like, I don't need to talk to you, and they might have shunned you, or just like this just caused a rift and you guys were like, whatever, this is done. But here's what's beautiful. When we look at the Eight of Air here, it's juxtaposed with this Two of Pentacles. And one thing that I like about the Two of Pentacles is this infinity sign. And this person is acknowledging that it's not their entire mindset that needs fixing. I don't even want to say the words fixing, but updated. Their operating system needs updated. Let's just think of their brain as that. And with this Two of Pentacles energy, I think they're realizing that they were focused too narrowly on their own life. And, you know, the traditional Two of Pentacles is showing someone juggling one that's lower and one's higher. And I think this person is realizing that maybe their priorities need to shift a little bit. And I feel like it's the priorities that they're shifting are work and the people that they care about in their life, and maybe people that they've pushed away because of this work. We did see with that Balance card, let me move that back here, that they have pushed people away. And especially with this Knight, like, they could have really come in strong and been all about this, and then it's like in a second they just switched. And it's likely it's because, you know, their work is so important to them, or their personal life is so important to them. And I think they're realizing now that work isn't the only thing that brings happiness. And I think one thing that this person is needing to learn, especially with the Hanged One here, this Neptune, this Pisces energy, I feel like they're starting to open up to their intuition. And honestly, I think there's been a lot of things recently. I don't even want to say tower moments. I almost feel like they're more death moments. Like death mixed with Five of Wands moments. Like not as intense as a tower, but a sequence of events that have brought them to this conclusion that are like similar and unfortunate, but not detrimental, if that makes sense. And I think it's just bringing to them to this point of surrender, where they're like, okay, I can't control everything anymore, and I need to let go of things. Like this might be a person who struggles with holding grudges or holding resentment towards people, and they could be quite combative. What's interesting, we have the Queen of Wands on the back of the deck, so I would not be shocked if you, the viewer, have a lot of fire placements, or you just have this fiery nature to you. I feel like you told this person, like, I'm not gonna put up with this shit, and you either walked or you just maybe not even said anything to them. You were just like, I'm done. Like, I don't care. I'm going off to greener pastures. And of course you can be any gender and be represented by a queen, but I think that you have, with the queen being here, all queens have water energy. And so with all of this water here, this is what they want you to know. And so I think that you are very emotionally nurturing towards this person. And they were very resistant to you, possibly because of somebody in their past, or they were just resistant to new energy coming in because they are so focused. And I think they're learning that they have to let go of this combative nature and stop pushing away everything. And I feel like they feel really awful if they messed up and you know it and you told them that. They're fully recognizing this now. And they feel really bad. And I think that they were hoping that with time alone, they might realize, like, well, I don't care what this person thinks anyway. Because, like, I can almost see, like, you calling this person out on their shit. And I almost want to laugh because it was probably, like, much needed. And I can honestly see you guys having a good connection if, like, from the bat, like, if you're represented by a Queen of Wands, which is just the energy that I'm getting, this person is also a very fiery and witty and funny. And so you guys probably have that energy, because we have a lot of Gemini energy here as well, where it's just like one off of each other. Like, you guys like are just really witty and fast thinkers, I bet, and just had really fascinating conversations. And it's like, it was probably really frustrating for you because you're probably more emotionally open than this person is, even if it's just barely like a little bit more. Like, even if you're still somebody who's hesitant about that, you're just like a little bit more honest about it. And with these two aces here, which I think is interesting with this Scorpio death card, and then we have two aces, they have clarity now about the depth of their feelings for you. And with this Two of Cups here and this Knight of Earth being juxtaposed with it, this is totally the energy of, I want to work on things. I want to have a better connection with this person. And truthfully, this can be a friendship or a relationship. Because I can see in the energy of a friendship where you guys both really got along, but maybe you butted heads. And maybe this person's actions or problematic behaviors were just too much for you, and you might have confronted them about this, or maybe how they've hurt you. And instead of, working it out, it just turned into this big thing and exploded, and you guys parted ways. But also for a lot of you, I do see like a more romantic love connection. But for whatever type it is, this is definitely somebody who's meant to be in your life. This is a more spiritual connection. And I want to remind you all that soulmates and those concepts, they can be platonic relationships as well. I mean, some of my closest friends are like soulmates to me. I would die for them. And with balance being the third eye chakra and confusion being the crown chakra, you are definitely put into this person's life to give them more spiritual awareness, which is further confirmed by this Neptune card. And I definitely think that they're trying to get over any addictions or any maladaptive coping mechanisms that are holding them back. Because I think maybe that if you confronted them about this, if this addiction thing is something that you confronted them about or how it impacts you, they were really defensive about it and they were really upset about it. And I think now that as time goes on, they're starting to realize that it came from a place of concern and a place of, I want you to be better and I want you to have a good life, rather than attacking them. But like I said, I feel like this person is very defensive, and with Leo being Saturn here, just Leo energy is quite prideful, and they might not wanted to admit that. And I feel like this person does not want to get into their feelings too much. But whatever happened here, whatever change happened here, it's given them clarity. And that's why I think this death coupled with the Five of Wands, why it might be a bunch of people, it's given them that clarity of like, oh wow, this person really was right, you, pile one. Because I think the people that helped teach them this were probably less significant. I do get an energy that you are more significant to this person, whether you realize it or not. Because with this Two of Cups here, and we have the two aces, this person definitely really regret a lot of things about this connection. They regret their actions, and they regret not seeing clearly. They regret being so focused on their work that they weren't open to other people. And I honestly think this translated even to their family members. Like, they weren't even being very present to their family. And yeah, it's just got quite an energy of problematic. And they're getting this clarity. But the one thing that they want you to know, especially with this Neptune, is in terms of actions, because the action cards that we have are the Knight of Earth and Neptune. Because to me, it's an action, which you might not typically get with the Hanged Man. But essentially what I'm feeling here is that this person isn't ready to take action towards anything yet, but they're surrendering to the idea that their past beliefs were wrong. And in fact, they're letting go. They're trying to let go of the past in general, and they're just trying to be open. It's like they might be very fearful of reaching out to you because they may not know how you feel. They may not know if they're going to get the nurturing side of you or the fiery side of you, which, let's be real here, there's a lot of passion here. But they're afraid if they reach out, you'll run for the hills and be like, oh, hell no, like, I'm getting out of here. And to be fair, you might, like, no judgments here. Do what you need to do. But with the confusion here, it's so similar. And with that balance, this person is realizing that they had a very unhealthy balance with their life beforehand, and now they're just trying to get in that energy of acceptance. That's what I feel like, is surrendering to this idea of, okay, I do have feelings for this person, or I do care about this person. Because if it's a platonic friendship, then I would say, like, with the Ace of Cups, they're hoping for like some type of reunion, or to be able to fully apologize. Yeah, this person definitely feels bad, and this process is hard for them because they're not ones to admit fault or say when they're wrong. So I definitely think this is a bit of a process for them. So I'm going to go ahead and get some channeled messages now. Let's see what they would say to you. And if they're romantic and you're asking about a platonic friend, just, take what resonates. But, okay, so Spirit, what would Pile 1's person say to Pile 1 if they could be completely honest? Okay. I love it. I'm embarrassed by my past behavior. Yeah, we kind of figured. There's things I'm not ready to tell you, which I honestly might be, I'm sorry. Like I said, this person doesn't seem very good with apologies. How can I ever repay you? I wish I knew where your head is at. Yeah, they're definitely like, I feel like they might be more open to speaking with you if they knew that you weren't gonna like hit them with a bus. You're absolutely adorable. Yeah, I think that they have this like, you definitely have this similar charm, and maybe that's what initially drew them to you. I'm tired of arguing. Yeah, that 5 of Wands. Your light is a gift. Yeah, and I think that your light is something that helped them see the light. With that Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is close to Spirit, and man, she delivers truth bombs that you're gonna hear whether you're ready to or not. I miss the good times we shared, coming over top of the Ace of Cups. So yeah, I definitely think even if this is a platonic friend, this is somebody who, is reminiscing about that. I can't bear to see you with anyone else, coming out over top of the 2 of Cups. So even if this is a best friend situation, it's like, no, like, you're my best friend. Like, I know I'm a dick, but like, come on. But I think for others, this is literally like, I want to be with this person. I can't bear to see you with somebody else. What else, Spirit? With clear... I need to find myself. And I think that's where that's the clarity that they're realizing. They're like, oh, this person was really right. Like, I think they're realizing how distorted their perception truly was. And of course we have you're hot. They gotta let that, you know, be known. And we also have this distance kills me on the back of the deck. And I see you in my dreams. And I can never find the right words to convey my feelings. And I made a mistake. So yeah, this person is definitely realizing the error of their ways. Now, whether they're ready to do anything about that, that is debatable. But they're getting there, and that's what matters. So let's get some advice for you from Spirit and see what Spirit wants you to know, and then just what anything. I like this deck a lot. It is the Angel Numbers Oracle. It's on Etsy, and so there might be some significant numbers here. But Spirit, what advice? Okay. That's funny that that's coming out. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we have 333 expression. So first is, and okay, I also want to show you the back of the deck. So the back of the deck is 999, but we have 3. Expression comes naturally to you. Yeah, and I think you expressed how you feel about this person. You're very skilled at communicating your thoughts through conversation and creative pursuits. You are able to get others on board with your ideas. I am charismatic. Yeah, that's why I thought you were definitely similar to this person. Master number 33. Any positive changes or projects you are considering right now will be well worth your while. Expect that your power to manifest and create will be heightened. I am expanding, which is interesting because we did have that 3 of Wands all about expansion. And that Queen of Wands. And then we have 999. Thank the past for your lessons and leave it where it belongs so you can make the best of the life that is still waiting to be fulfilled by only you. I am unique. And I love that that came out, because I think this Queen of Wands, I think the reason why this person always drew back to you as a comparison is because of how unique you are, and the fact that I feel like this person admired you because you match them on a lot of levels. And I think what's ironic here, not to come for your throat, pile one, is that you also use that humor and that wit as a coping mechanism or as a way to not fully express your feelings. And I think this person fell for that facade, like, oh, that person doesn't have any issues, they're super confident, pile one, like they don't need anybody, like they've got everything together. And you might just be completely laughing and being like, wow, they are so dumb. And I just think, you know, this person did not realize that the same thing was going on within you. And I think there's just the biggest difference is that you're more open-minded than this person is. I get more of a Libra, like an air, fire, like very intellectual, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. We have all of the signs here, truthfully. So you could be someone, like, for example, I have all 4 I have all 4 elements in my big 4, so Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, in my tropical chart and my sidereal chart. So you could be one of those really well balanced people who has different signs. But Jupiter could definitely be an important planet. Jupiter came out a lot, and I think that you were a blessing, very lucky. This person felt very lucky to be in your life, and I definitely think it's interesting that we have that 3 and that 33, so you could be a life path 3, life path 33, or a life path 9. Let's get you some other advice with this affirmators, and then, we'll get some letters and some songs. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 1 when it comes to this connection? Okay. So we actually had this card come out in the last reading, but it's wonderful advice. Integrity. I align with the center of myself. A glowing core of personal integrity emanating from this A glowing core of personal integrity. Emanating from this core is the knowledge that I never have to compromise who I am or what I want for anybody. Yeah, that's Queen of Wands shit. I can live a life that doesn't include settling, unless I want to settle, in which case settling would be my idea of perfection and would cease to be considered settling. Ugh, paradoxes hurt. And on the back of the deck, we have wisdom. With every relationship, I gain invaluable wisdom. I am continually learning which qualities stimulate, support, and inspire me, and which ones make me want to cram a soup spoon in my ear and turn it slowly. In this sense, even, quote, failed relationships are actually successes. See how wise I sound? And I love that because I think you guys realize that. Like, this connection is something that helped you guys understand that no matter how strongly you feel about a person or how much you admire them, like, if they're not acting right, you're not required to stick around. And so I think that you chose yourself in this situation. And no matter what, I'm proud of you guys, pile one, because clearly you did something to really shift this person's perspective, and this person was stubborn as hell. So, and they're shifting, so you've got some magic in you. So let's get some letters and numbers, and then we will get songs. So, Spirit, pile one. Okay, we got a lot, but I will take them. And then, where's my song bag? Oh my goodness, I always know where it is until right when I'm about to film. Okay, Spirit, pile one. Songs for pile one. Okay, I'll take those. So, we have a lot of twos. So we have two, two, two. So 222 could be relevant as well. We have 555, which 5 is the energy of change. Where's that other 5? Oh, here it is. 5. So we have a T, a K, an E. I'm hearing take and change. Like, this person took a lot, but maybe they didn't give. We have TH, C. I don't know why I heard choke. I think that might be related to if you encountered this person physically. They might be thinking about those intimate times, or this could be just your person. They have a lot of, like, they might know what they want to say to you until they are near you. I'm seeing the word pike, like Pike, like the cheerleading jump. So I don't know if cheerleading could be significant for some of you. We also have 000, probably a select few of you. So we have 7, 7, 6, 6, or 9s if you want to see them that way. We have 2 T's, 2 K's. I heard Chattanooga as well. An X, and an A. Oh, these are hard to move around. A Q. We have 2 C's, 2 K's, 2 T's, an H, XI. Also, Greek life could be involved here because I'm seeing pi and chi, theta, kappa. Also, Life of Pi could be a significant movie. We have 2 7s here as well, 5 and a 4, and a 1. So a lot of stuff. I also see Kathy. Okay, so let's look at the songs now. And remember, with the songs, this can be the artist, the words, whatever it may be. So we have I Adore You by Grimes. I love that song. We have, oh, and speaking of addiction, we have The Drug in Me Is You by Falling in Reverse. Already a different mix there. And we have Stay Beautiful by Taylor Swift. I love that song. That's like an OG good country Taylor Swift song. I think that might actually be like my favorite song by her. I love that song. We also have Party Monster by The Weeknd. So yeah, I think this person's habits are quite clear. And we have Take Over Control by Afrojack. So pile 1, I'm going to leave your reading here. Thank you so much for watching this all the way through. If you did, shout out to the person who commented asking me to do this. I believe, I know her name wasn't her real name. It was like Mocha something, but shout out to her. Thank you guys for watching. Definitely leave me a like and subscribe if you are interested in seeing more readings like this in the future. Also, if you are interested in following me on my other socials, those will be down there below. Also, feel free to comment. How does this resonate with your situation? I would love to hear. I love reading your guys' comments. You guys are so sweet and I always enjoy them. So I'm gonna leave this here, pile 1. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you are watching this, and I hope you'll come back and visit me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 2. If you guys chose the pink aragonite, I think it's pronounced cloud, this is your reading and this is who is thinking about you. So we're going to use the tarot to kind of get into what they're thinking about in terms of you, but we're going to use the oracle to figure out who this is. So if it, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to knock you everywhere. So if this doesn't resonate or this doesn't sound like somebody you know, you might want to check a different pile so that you can confirm, oh yeah, that's my person. So this represents their energy towards you, but we're going to start with who they are. So to start, we have the horse and the hawk. Immediately, I'm thinking about Step Brothers, specifically the scene where Brennan and Dale are meeting each other, and one of them is like, you have to call me Dragon, and the other one's like, all right, but you have to call me Nighthawk, and I don't know why that's making me think of that. But we also have Gambler and Artist. So this person, pile 2, is really impressive and probably somebody that's very special to you in your life. This is somebody who is stable, consistent, reliable, and has an incredible intuition. With the horse and the hawk here, these are 2 highly evolved animal cards within the spirit deck. And what's interesting is that it represents earth energy and air energy. So not only is this person very grounded and very committed, but they're also able to see things from a higher perspective. They might be very intellectual. Hawks are considered to be a message of divinity. But this is definitely somebody who is really creative, expressing, and the artist here we see expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the 5 senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. So I definitely think that plays into their bigger picture thinking. And this artist could actually be, especially mixed with Gambler, because we also have to talk about, oh, and I just thought of something. It's a personal anecdote, but I'll talk about it in a second. Willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. So the horse is also very intuitive, which is noted by the crescent in that part. I haven't done horse anatomy since I was quite young, so I can't remember. But this person is somebody who I would not be surprised if they work for themselves, either creating and selling art, or they're an entrepreneur. This is somebody who does not want to sit in a 9-to-5 all day. They take some crazy risks, and sometimes you might be like, why are you doing this? But they're like, nah, just trust me, like I got it. And one thing that's really beautiful about horses, which this for me is just special, because it's Gambler and horse, and hi, my name is Aso. I am unfortunately a horse girl or former horse girl, if that is the case. And actually my favorite horse that I rode at my old school was named Gambler, and I miss him. He stepped on my foot and it hurt really badly, but honestly, to be fair, he was going into his pen and he knew it was feeding time and my foot shouldn't have been in the way. But yeah, just horses are so precious. And a little fun fact, if you don't know much about horses, they are all so funny, and they have completely different personalities. And I remember when I rode in college, the day, like the lesson you were gonna have that day was determined by who you were riding. So like if you knew if it was, like for example, I'm a smaller human, so I would have to ride ponies a lot. And I have a theory that the bigger the horse, the nicer it is. So the smaller the horse, the bigger the asshole. And so I used to ride this pony named Sprinkles, and he was a dickhead. And no shade to Sprinkles, he was great, but you know, just not what I wanted to deal with all the time. But with that, my point with bringing this up with the horses, this person could actually be like bigger in stature. They could be very big, like, you know, gentle giant kind of energy and see above a lot of people. Don't have to, just an idea. But horses have mates, like they have best friends. And even when I was at my old school, they would have to plan lessons accordingly, like, oh, we can't put this horse and this horse together because they're best friends and they will be like attached to each other. Or, oh, we can't put this horse and this horse together because they hate each other and they will like buck each other or nick at each other if they get too close. So it's just kind of interesting because horses have very complex relationships and like intense, deep relationships. So I feel like this is somebody that you have a really deep connection with. And this is somebody that you really respect and admire. This doesn't necessarily have to be a lover. This could be a best friend. This could be a family member that you really admire and look up to, because this is definitely somebody that's very evolved. Spiritually, mentally, I want to say almost financially or just physically, like they could be very built, like they might do weight training or something. But with this artist and this gambler here, like they do some shit that's just, you're just like, why are you doing that? Like that is such, like they could be very risky, like a little bit of a daredevil. But somehow they always turn it out. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. But let's look at their energy towards you. And so we have renewal and joy. And what I love about this especially is that in this hawk image and with the horse, there is that blending of red and yellow, representing the root chakra and the solar plexus chakra. And so I feel like your significance to this person, I definitely feel like this is somebody in your life. If not, they have really, really fond feelings for you still. Because the hawk can often talk about divine blessings and fate, this person sees you as somebody who came into their life when it was the darkest. You could have met them in a very interesting way, like maybe this person was doing something risky and that's how you met them, or you met by chance and it's like a super chance meeting that could have only happened if you both were thinking about doing that thing. Or you just came into this person's life or came back into this person's life at a time when they were feeling really down. I almost wonder, for some of you, it's possible this person you could have known when you were really young, or like in childhood, and then disconnected and reconnected. And they might have been hesitant and wary of you at first. They might have not been so sure what your agenda was. And it's possible that's because they could have gotten like suspicious, because when they follow their intuition, I think you pile 2 were a blessing in the sense that you helped them regain trust in their intuition. I almost think like maybe they were starting to doubt their intuitiveness about things, and I think that a lot of really rough things had happened to them, and I think that you came into their life and just completely changed the game. Like you made them feel joyful. I think that you're just somebody very fun. You might have taught them more about spirituality. Like you might have helped them ground more, like meditate more, or maybe you guys exercise together, or just find time to just be at peace, like at one with another. I feel like this person sees you as somebody that they just cannot imagine living without. You bring them so much joy. And this joy card, I think that you guys are a match mentally. And And I think that you guys balance each other out in areas. Like you, honestly, with this person being represented by earth and air, you might be fire and water. And you might help them achieve an even different perspective. But that doesn't have to be. I just definitely think that this person almost... It's like you coming into their life was something by chance, or they had to take a risk in order to do it. And I feel like they are understanding now that this is the best risk that they could have ever taken. And the way that you rejuvenate them, the way that you make them feel at peace and at home again, I feel like they found a sense of home within you, but then they realized that sense of home was also within themselves, and that made them even more interconnected. Like, this is a really beautiful energy, and this is definitely something I keep hearing, like, came a long way, like long time coming or something like that. And maybe for some of you, if you know this person but you're not talking to them, the hawk often talks about change and fated change. And so I'm sure you and this person see your connection, whatever type it may be, as an act of fate. And joy also talks about very significant blessings. I'm feeling called to say that for some of you, you know, you might be thinking about having kids with this person or wanting to have kids with this person. And I feel like Spirit is saying that could definitely be on the cards. Now, if you're not and you're a female, be careful. Use birth control or whatever method you want. Just make sure you're on top of that if that's not your goal. But yeah, this person, it's like, I think you both have it's really fascinating, because it's like the connection itself is very grounding and very helpful in terms of helping you both have a solid self-esteem. Like, you make this person feel a lot more confident in themselves than they actually are. Like, I almost think that they don't even see themselves like this, but you definitely do. Yeah, this person, you've changed their outlook, and honestly help them renew their faith in the universe. I think that's the biggest thing. I think that you came at a time when they were really low, and it's almost like everything was dead, like it was winter, and you came in and spring started, like things sprouted, and now it's just summer. Like, you guys have a great time, and you guys really care about each other. I mean, this person cares about you a lot. You make them so happy. Every time they're around you, they feel refreshed. They feel just like understood, and they feel cared for. You're probably very nurturing and very understanding, and I think that you both have a very strong intuition and a very good grasp of depth and how things are interconnected. And so I think you guys probably have very interesting conversations, and you could even collaborate on like projects or things of that nature. So let's go ahead and look at the tarot and see what they're thinking about in general. Oh, my little angel turned around. Get back there, Missy. Okay, so I'm gonna leave these here because they are their energy towards you. I think I'm gonna put these off to the side over here. While I'm shuffling, I'm thinking of if you have not seen this bit, it was very funny. John Mulaney, I think that's his name. There's a horse in the hospital. It's a very, very funny bit. So if you've never seen that, I would recommend that highly. Okay, so pile 2, Spirit, what is pile 2's person? And at this point, I want to clarify, your person is just who this is. That doesn't mean they're your person, like, but for a lot of you, I almost feel like this is your person, because they good energy here going all around. But your person is I'm just saying that because I know some people get confused. In different readings, your person is literally just the person being talked about, and in this reading, your person, quote, is just the person you're talking about. You can think about somebody else, and then in that reading, that's your person, if that makes sense. But we are wondering, what is pile 2 thinking about? I mean, pile 2's person thinking about in terms of pile 2, what's on their mind? So we have the Queen of Cups. Yep, there's that emotional intuitiveness. We have the 9 of Swords. We have the Sun, that joy. We have the Ace of Wands. And we have the 10 of Wands. Okay. So right off the bat, one of the things that this Nine of Swords energy, I feel like, is interchangeable. If you're not talking to this person, then they might feel really guilty about something that they've done. But otherwise, I think this just comes back to this person has a lot of fears when it comes to this connection. Like, everything will just go to shit at once. And I think the reason why they feel so anxious about it is because of how happy you make them with the Sun. We have heavy fire and water energy here now, which kind of makes sense with you. Like, you might be Leo or Aries, Sagittarius, with the Queen of Cups, you know, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Could definitely be very nurturing, very intuitive. And I feel like this person feels really bad. Like, they might have a lot on their plate right now. Like, they might not be able to give to you as much attention as they would like to. I feel like sunflowers and red flowers are significant here, but sunflowers especially, like, you are their sunshine. Like, I literally think, like, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Like, they, like, sometimes their thoughts about you might be overbearing. And honestly, I almost wonder if they just worry about you a lot. Like, this could be something maybe long distance where they can't always check in on you, or maybe you have a particularly demanding job, or they're just the type of person to worry about the people they care about. I definitely think that they try to hide these feelings from you, but I feel like you probably are already aware that they exist. And they try to look on the positive side of their connection with you because they do see you as somebody so special, and you make them so happy and so joyful. And I feel like they just never want anyone to rain on your parade. Like, maybe you're going after a creative project or doing something new, and this person is very protective of you. Like, you might be more in the public light, and they don't want anyone to hurt you or hurt your feelings. With this Ace of Wands, I'm feeling particularly called to, like, there's a creative project in your life that you might be working on, especially with that artist energy, and they're really hoping, you know, just that everything works out. With the 10 of Wands here, their thoughts about you sometimes might be a bit overbearing and kind of stressful to deal with. It's almost like they find new ways every day to be passionate about you. Also, 19 could be a significant number. The only reason I bring that up is because for some reason, the Sun is number 19, but the Spirit wanted me to, like, call on that number. So somebody could be born on the 19th or something of that nature. Maybe for some of you, if you're not with this person, I could also see this energy of they're really overwhelmed with their life, and they know that you make their life so much better, so bright, and they're so happy. And it's like there's this offer of maybe, like, to spark that passion and make things, reignite things. Because I could almost see for some of you, maybe this person pushed you away just because they have too much going on. It, like, wasn't anything personal, and they thought that your love is so special that it's worth somebody having. But if they turn it away, I think that they feel very, very, I feel like they might regret that a lot. But for others of you, they might just worry about, because I feel a lot of lightness with this card. I feel a lot of happiness with this energy, especially with joy and renewal. It's like you really did save them from a lot, like save them from themselves, like I'm hearing. And they might have fears that this connection will be too overbearing for them emotionally. But they really appreciate how passionate and how light it is. Let's kind of see what else they're thinking about. So, Spirit, what else is Pile 2's person thinking about in regards to their connection? So we have the Seven of Cups coming out now. We have the Moon. We have the Seven of Swords. Oh my. We have the Three of Swords. Oh my. And the Hierophant. Oh my. On the back of the deck, we have the Four of Wands and Temperance. Okay. So for a lot of you, maybe I want to back things up a little bit. Maybe for a lot of you, you're not with this person. I'm getting just like this specific energy. This Queen of Cups, this Seven of Cups, this is totally like Pisces energy on overdrive. This person has fears relating to this connection, and I think maybe it's self-sabotaging tendencies, like what if they're not worthy enough, what if they're not good enough for it. I think they're very afraid of getting their heart broken by you. Or like, what if this is all a facade? But there's something that they feel intuitively, like their feelings run really deep. And I think they have fears. It's interesting because we have the Sun and the Moon both here, Leo and Pisces energy for sure. They just don't quite know what's going to happen here. They have fears. With the Seven of Cups, they might be confused. Like they might see you in their dreams, which I think would be quite likely. This could be definitely be a huge psychic connection. But also, maybe they never considered being with someone the way they've considered being with you. And I think there are definitely fears about the future with the Moon here. It's like, it's almost like, I think because you met this person when they were in a dark place, they might be fearful of returning there again and not being able to stop it. And it definitely seems like this with these two sevens here, it's like they know that other people have done you wrong and broken your heart, and they don't want to do that at all. And I definitely feel like they really care about your heart, and so that's something that kind of weighs on them. Maybe you both have some healing that needs to happen. But I also feel like this person is starting to learn that they have a lot more healing to do because of you. Like you've taught them a lot about how they might self-sabotage. And with them being represented more as earth and air energy, Taurus here, with the Hierophant, they are unsure of themselves. Like they're afraid that they're going to fall back on old patterns or old habits, or they're going to do something messed up to sabotage this connection. But a lot of this I feel like is just overthinking. Like this person is just overthinking everything. And I think that they are very afraid of the aspects of you that maybe they haven't seen all of you yet. Like maybe this connection hasn't hit a really tough point yet. Or maybe this person is afraid of commitment, like full-on commitment, like marriage. I mean, with the Hierophant and the Four of Wands being on the back of the deck, those are two cards that can indicate marriage. And the Hierophant also indicates a spiritual connection. And with the spiritual connection, this could be quite overbearing. With the Four of Wands here as well, that is quite a 20 card if you believe in that sort of thing. And you were looking for that type of confirmation. I mean, there's a lot of passion here. And you bring the water and the fire, that is for sure. And I feel like this person wants to carry all of your burdens. And they want to have a solid, stable foundation with you. But it seems like their underlying energy, it's like some cycles need to close out here. Like stuff going on in their life, like their inner fears and their anxieties that they need to work through. Because we've got 2 7s and a 3. So I definitely think that this person needs to close out a cycle from the past, like somebody that betrayed them, somebody that broke their heart. Because I think that maybe in your connection, things are happening quite similarly, and they're worried, like, what if my sweet pile 2 turns on me and stabs me in the back and breaks my heart? Like, I think they know that you could break their heart if you wanted to, and they're just not sure. But I think they see the best intentions with you. I think it's just hard for them to get an intuitive read on you because they care so much about how you feel about them. And so that kind of clouds their emotions and how they feel in general. But overall, I mean, they want a happy connection with you. And they might be the tradition might be something big in their life. And so that might be overbearing. Maybe their family is very overbearing, and maybe you're somebody very non-traditional, and so they might worry about that and how they see that. You might be different from anything they've ever known, but the feeling of being really happy with someone might be what's scaring them, because maybe they felt that way with somebody else, and then that person ended up betraying them and stabbing them in the back. For a select few of you, maybe you did do something to this person, but I really don't get that energy. I just have to open it up to that possibility. But I think they have fears of the future, and they're not sure what's happening next. Maybe in order to be together, you both have to make a decision to move to the same place, or maybe in order to be together, one of you has to let go of some priorities or commitments. Because no matter what, I feel like this connection is quite strong in terms of one another. A lot of counterpart energy with the sun and the moon. Like there's balance that's trying to be worked out here. Maybe this person wants to go about this connection in the traditional route, and they can't because they're overburdened by their responsibilities. So let's go ahead and see what they would say with channeled messages, and then we'll get advice and songs and letters. So Spirit, what would pile 2's person say to pile 2 if they could be completely honest? Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna take all of them. There's things I'm not ready to tell you. Oh my goodness. Okay. These are the same channel messages. I swear to God, I shuffled these really well. I am embarrassed by my past behavior, and how can I ever repay you? Okay, I'm reshuffling these because these are all literally the same. That's annoying. Spirit, come on. Why are you giving me all the same cards? So if similar ones pop out, we'll know that they're meant for you guys, but I'm just gonna, be extra sure because this is literally all the exact same ones. So, and I do kind of see similarities with the first pile and the second pile, but with this pile, I get the energy of the person that who's thinking about you is a bit more evolved in nature than, or maybe a lot more evolved. Okay, so Spirit, pile 2's person, what would they say to pile 2 if they could be completely Honest. All right. Well, yeah, they're embarrassed by the past behavior. Let's give it up to that. And maybe they're worried about their past catching up to them. Maybe things that they did in their past that they don't want you to find out about weighs on them. Maybe they did something really shitty in the past to somebody else or to you. I don't want to like scare you. If you don't think that resonates, then I would not take it. Let's see, we also have, there's things I'm not ready to tell you. You have the most beautiful face. I can never seem to find the right words to convey my feelings. I wish I knew where your head was at. You are my one true love. Yeah, I feel like this person really, I think that really scares them. Like you've helped them out of so much. And popping out now is I see us getting married one day, which I already said we have those marriage cards. Your love fulfills me more than anything. And maybe healing from a broken heart was like something big for this connection. We also have faith in us. I'm coming back when the time is right. I am so proud of you. I have too much on my plate right now. I want to reach out and I have to stay practical. So yeah, for some of you, you might not be in contact with this person. I feel like it's going to resonate differently because we're only doing 3 piles today. The piles are more mishmashed. But on the back of the deck, we have you are my everything. And look, I feel so much joy when you're around. And of course, we have that joy coming out. So yeah, this person, you do make this person really, really happy. And no matter what the case is, like they could have betrayed you. They could have done something like that. The spiritual nature of this connection could be overbearing, or the spiritual lessons that they've been taught could be overbearing. But let's go ahead and get some advice for you from Spirit and see what they would say. So pile 2, Spirit, what advice do you have for my pile 2 people? Okay, oof, we got 2 popping out here. So we have 11. You have a keen awareness of what is happening around you. A strong intuition is your gift and will help you understand the unspoken feelings and thoughts of others. This insight allows you to be a great guide and supporter. I am intuitive. Yeah, so that intuitiveness is on both ends here. And we have 9. Oh, and 9/11 is the call of the light worker. So you could be a light worker. And we had your light as a gift, and you're represented by the sun and joy and renewal. So I would not be shocked if you are a light worker. And we have number 9. It is your compassion that makes you shine. And maybe that's why that 19 was significant as well. You're devoted to helping the greater good and have a strong talent for speaking up for others. Your soul is most satisfied when you are being of service. I am compassionate. And on the back of the deck, we have 99. Oh my God, and we have 19 under that. Jesus Christ. Synchronicities on synchronicities. If this resonates, you might want to watch pile 1. Just now that all the messages are coming out, yeah, you might want to watch that one too. So we have 19. Independence and self-sufficiency are necessities to you. You are extremely capable in life and work and aren't afraid to take big risks to achieve the life that you desire. I am a pioneer. So yeah, with that creative project I was talking about, and 99, it's time to get work on the realization of your soul's mission in life. You have a higher purpose in this life that is yours and only yours to fulfill and unleash your true power. I am courageous. So yeah, 9s and 1s, really significant here. So let's see, Spirit, can you get some more advice for pile 1, pile 2, please? See, and now I'm saying pile 1, so yeah, maybe you might want to watch pile 1. Okay, so we have cleansing, initiative, and on the back of the deck, we have commitment. Okay, so we're going to read commitment first and then those 2. I willingly accept that it's safe to topple my walls and commit completely to a relationship. It might be one that's already here or one that's on the way. Either way, those walls gotta go. Without them, I can go further, feel freer, and love bigger than ever before. Bonus, no walls means I save a lot of money on picture frames. So yeah, maybe this person is worried that you won't want to commit to them. Maybe this person is hoping for a fresh start. With here, we have initiative. Step right up. You're being awarded a boost of initiative. This potent potion will give you the gusto you need to move your life in a previously unexplored direction. If you're in a relationship, it's time to take some initiative and make some interesting plans for you and your partner. If you're not in one, it's time to reach out to old friends, go on adventures, and potentially meet some new cohorts. Either way, this great journey is beginning with one small step, or one short text, or whatever. I'm not the boss of you. And cleansing. Feeling bogged down by the weight of 1,000 thoughts, feelings, boxes of mystery objects lurking in your closets? Consider this a prescription to clean house, mentally, physically, literally, figuratively, and anything else that applies adverbially. It's hard to make room for new connections and experiences when every bit of your emotional space is cluttered with psychic bric-a-brac. So enjoy a major guilt-free flush out, and not to worry, you can always find new bric-a-brac in the metaphorical clutter section of Craigslist. Okay, so let's get some letters and numbers now. I just have to find the bag and songs. So, Spirit, songs for pile 2. There we go. Let's take this on as well. Okay. Alrighty. So, Spirit, pile 2. Okay. For some reason, Spirit wants me to draw more. Okay. So, to start off with, we have an L. We have a K. We have a J. We have an N, or an N, I should say. We have an H and an X. So fox, they could think you're really foxy. Or they could feel like a fool. Tox, like, so maybe they were in a toxic relationship before you. They might really like your hair if you really like long locks of hair. We also have CJ, New Jersey could be significant. If you live near like a military fort or live on a fort, also Texas as well, so any forts. Link, this person wants to link up. We also have a 5, a 4, a 7, a 2, another 2, a 0, so 4, and a 9 or a 6, however you want to see it. And then for your songs, we have Circus by Britney Spears. We have Emergency by Paramore. We have Imaginary by Evanescence. We have Want You Back by Cher Lloyd. This song came out in a different reading as well. And we have In My Room by Frank Ocean. So pile 2, that is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you guys so much for watching it all the way through. If you did, definitely leave me a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading and would like to see more like these. And also comment down below, let me know how it resonates. I would love to hear your stories. Your guys' comments always make my day. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to read your cards and charms. I am wishing you guys the best moving forward. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you are watching this. And I look forward to reading for you guys again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 3. If you guys chose the blue Chalcedony butterfly wings and the Mystical Dream Tarot, this is your reading, and this is who is thinking about you. So to make this process quicker, we're going to start by using oracle cards to indicate who this person is. If this sounds like somebody you know, then congratulations, you clicked on the right reading. If it doesn't, then I would try one of the other piles, and maybe one of the other piles will resonate better. But to start, so these 2 cards are going to represent their energy towards you, but these 2 cards will represent the person. So we have the dolphin and the crow, and we also have the victim and the bully. So this is actually really interesting, and one of the things that I'm getting right away is no matter how old this person is, they have been through a lot. And like for a lot of people, I almost feel like this person is younger, on the younger side. Like they've been through a lot in their short little life is something that I've been hearing. Hella psychic ability. I mean, like to an insane degree. This person might struggle with being hypersensitive. The crow is incredibly psychic. So we have air and water energy here. The dolphin can often represent somebody who is a healer or interested in healing others. So they could be like in a medical profession, they could be like a spiritual type person, they could do astrology or tarot, they could be like a social worker, they could be a therapist, counselor, psychologist, something like that. Nurse, why did I not even think of that one? Nurse. Teacher. But I mean, a healer can come in any way, shape, and form. And no matter what, this person definitely has a very healing energy. What's interesting with the air as well as we have with that bully, and even though there's nothing here indicating Aries, the like arch in this blowing cloud makes me think of like the Aries ram. So this person could have some Aries placements in their chart as well. With the crow here, they're definitely somebody who is psychic to the point where like they can be quite sensitive, and they probably really struggled growing up. This could be someone who is an empath or highly sensitive. I almost feel like they've been on both sides of the coin. With this victim and bully being here, it's like this person has probably been treated poorly by a lot of people, and in response, they might have come up with this demeanor that is angry or mean or just intimidating, like not even like mean, because I feel like this person deep down doesn't have a bad bone in their body, but their actions sometimes, if they're feeling hurt or if they were in a victimized place, or if they're an unempowered empath, which is a huge thing, if they don't know how to control that stuff, they could be very intimidating or struggle confronting those inner fears. I definitely feel like they were probably bullied growing up and might have developed a bit of a victim complex because of that. And then as a result, they then change that to be like, okay, well, I'm just going to act really tough and really strong. I'm not going to let anyone see this sensitive, nurturing dolphin side of me. I want people to see this scary, like, crow energy, like, yeah, bitch, like Edgar Allan Poe, nevermore, and you're like, nevermore bullying me. I almost said MFers, but I'm holding myself back. I don't want to get demonetized. But this is someone very, very intelligent. With both these cards, they probably overthink a lot, and they struggle with knowing whether to trust their head or their heart. And one big thing about the dolphin and the crow is that oftentimes they underestimate how special they are and their worth. They underestimate their presence in people's lives, and they underestimate what they mean to people. And sometimes I think that they maybe fear letting in on what's going on inside, because they don't want to look like a victim above anything else. And the ironic thing is that they have no problem helping other people. They love to help other people. They might live for it. But when it comes to somebody helping them, they're like, I don't need help. I can figure it out by myself. This is definitely prideful energy of like, I don't want to be seen as a victim. I refuse to be seen as a victim, to the point where it might be kind of harmful. But let's look at their energy towards you. Oh, I dropped one of the cards. Shoot. Okay. So we have perception and we have wisdom. So I definitely feel like this connection, who this person is to you, you changed their perception. And with these cards, these are both cards representing the heart chakra, which almost makes me think even more that this could have been some type of empathy connection. You definitely changed this person's outlook on life, whether for the better or the worse. But I think a lot of it is the better. The experiences they've had with you have given them more emotional wisdom and also help them understand a lot of things are just their perception. I feel like they've started to see their worth more because of you, and they've also learned that they carry more power than they realize. Like maybe they didn't even, I feel like this person for a long time didn't understand the effect they had on you, or like how you felt about them. Like they just kind of assumed that you would never go for them, or that like you didn't feel that way about them, which you might not. No matter what happened in this connection, I think that this connection taught this person that they don't have to be who they were 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And I think they realized that other people don't always see them the way they see themselves. And I love that there's a butterfly wing. So you've definitely been integral in this person's emotional elevation, their spiritual wisdom. This is someone who's highly spiritual already. So I would not be shocked if you were flung into each other's lives to teach each other some spiritual knowledge. But this person definitely learned a lot more about themselves, about their own heart, about the world, and about their psychic abilities through this connection. And they have a lot of love for you. Like they really do. No matter what happened here, whether you did something, whether they did something, whether y'all are together, whether y'all are apart, whatever the case may be, you've helped this person see clearly. And what's interesting is the crow is a lot about clarity. And I think you've helped this person realize to trust their heart more, but also be willing to open it up more. And sometimes things are just a matter of switching your perspective. Even though this person is highly intuitive, I feel like they might have a blockage when it comes to people they have really strong feelings for, i.e. likely you, or they just have trouble when it comes to things about themselves. Like they might be really good at helping other people, but then when it's time to turn it back around, they don't know how to do it. And they could be that person, or like they want to save everyone, they want to defend everyone, but then when it comes to themselves, it's like they don't know how to. But I think your connection helped them learn how to do that more. They changed a lot because of you and gained a lot of wisdom because of you, whether because that was you literally giving them that wisdom, or just the experiences they've had within your connection in the past or up until now have helped them become wiser and understand more about the world. So let's go ahead and see what they're thinking about specifically in regards to you. If this sounds like somebody you know, what do they want you to know? What are they thinking about? So this is the Mystical Dream Tarot, if you're interested in it. The names are kind of different, which you'll see here. As you can tell, I'm not the most talented shuffler in the world. I did shuffle it pretty well beforehand, but I always also like to shuffle on camera just so that you guys are not like, wait, did she shuffle that beforehand? So, yeah. So, okay, Spirit, pile three's person, what are they thinking about in terms of pile three? What do they want pile three to know? Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, well, those are really wanting to come out. The Knight of Wands, or no, the Page of Wands. So we have the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the Hierophant, so this is Taurus energy, and the Emperor, the Dream Protector. So yeah, so see what I mean? So the pages are represented as dreamers, and yeah, so we have 2 pages, an Ace of Swords, Hierophant. So right away, signs that I'm seeing, Taurus and Aries are big. So that could be why I was picking up on that Aries energy. I feel like maybe they were really disappointed about something that happened within this connection. Maybe things seemed really promising, like they could invest in it, like, and maybe they were following their heart a little blindly. With this Page of Pentacles here, they definitely see or saw something, seesaw, something with a lot of potential within you. And I think it kind of scared them, but they were also kind of excited, like, oh, this could be something really solid. And with this Page of Wands here, it's kind of like they were just following their passions when it comes to you, when it came to you. They were still exploring and they were still learning. And I almost feel like this was the energy of like when they met you, or the beginnings of this connection, whatever it may be. But with this Ace of Swords here, they're having a lot of clarity about you and your purpose in their life, whether you're in it or not. What's interesting is that we have the Hierophant and the Emperor coming out here. So they recognize there's a spiritual nature to having you in their life. And I almost wonder if, because the energy here feels quite feminine. So this could be like, this could definitely be same-sex couple, or a masculine watching for a feminine. Because the energy is more feminine, but like, I want to be clear with genders. You can be a man and have feminine energy. You can be a woman and have masculine energy. Feminine and masculine are just energies. They don't specify gender specifically. What's interesting too is that we have 2 images of somebody manipulating water. Maybe this person feels like you manipulated them, but I also don't think, like, maybe they thought that at one point, and I think that they have a lot of clarity now and realize that they were always in control of their own actions. I think that maybe they gave you all the power, like they wanted you to make all the decisions or wanted you to call the shots. But it's almost like you and them were never quite on the same page. Get it? Because pages. We got 2 of them. But with this Ace of Swords here, they have a lot of clarity when it comes to you. And I think it's an immense amount of gratitude. With the Hierophant here and the Dream Protector, see, now I'm going back to it with the Emperor, where they've learned to control their emotions better, and they're understanding why things play out the way they do. And I almost wonder for some of you if this person maybe hopes to talk about these things with you, or maybe start something fresh. I feel like this person has been very humbled. And actually what's interesting is that we have a Page of Wands and an Emperor. So that's like a very weak form of fire, or a very minuscule form of fire. And then Aries, the Emperor, like a lot of fire. And then we have the Page of Pentacles with Earth, and it's just a little bit of Earth. But then we have Taurus and the Hierophant, big major energies. And I think on the outside, this connection seemed like maybe it just didn't quite get off the ground, or it like was just iffy, but there was a lot of depth to it. And I feel like this person didn't understand what was going on here. And maybe you didn't either. Maybe you both were confused. And maybe you were listening, like you're like, logically, like, I can't have this deep of feelings for somebody, or logically, I can't care this much if, you know, it hasn't gone off the ground yet, if it's just potential. But I think this clarity, I feel like there was some kind of snake here. And I think this snake was maybe like a multitude of factors. Especially, it's kind of interesting too, because we have a woman and a man. And I almost wonder if this connection was responsible to help this person grasp more of the like masculine energy, because we all have a balance of feminine and masculine energy within us. And I think maybe this connection, you help them understand their power more and take control of their lives more. Because I feel like once they were able to look through all the things confusing them, now this could have been their logical, rational mind. This could have been other people in the situation talking to them, giving them their opinion, you know, like the fish and the bird, or, you know, giving this dreamer here. It's like they were dreaming of something more and it never happened. And maybe they wondered why, and they've had a moment of clarity. If not, I just see this energy of potentials of something that either happened or they hope will happen again, because they have a lot of clarity. And it's like now they understand a lot of lessons that they were supposed to learn because of you. And it's likely you've learned a lot of lessons from them as well. I mean, with both of these energies, with their energies towards you being in the heart chakra, like you are in this person's heart 100%, like 110,000,000,000%. And I think that they really, really respect you. And it's likely the qualities that you have were qualities that they were attracted to, and also qualities that they realized that they had within themselves that they needed to bring out. But let's go ahead and see what else is going to come out here. So Spirit, what else is pile 1's person? Pile 3's person. Jeez. Thinking about in terms of this person. And so I almost wonder too if maybe some of the people watching this will sound like the person in piles 1 or 2, and then like the people watching piles 1 and 2 might be this pile 3. I almost feel like this flip-flopped energy, like this might be the person that pile 1 and 2 are asking about, or no, the people watching piles 1 and 2, this might be them if that person was at, I don't know. Okay, I'm confusing myself now, so I'm just gonna stop. Okay, so we also have 2, the High Priestess, or the Priestess of Dreams, the 8 of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the 4 of Swords, and Temperance. And then on the back of the deck, we have the 9 of Pentacles. Interesting. So I definitely don't think that you're talking to this person. And if you are, as I said that, I cut the deck and we have this 5 of Pentacles here. So if you're not talking to this person, they miss you a lot, but they're not compromising their independent energy here with the 9 of Pentacles. I definitely see this energy of like loving you from afar. Their feelings for you run really deep. And I think that's why it was hard for them to get clarity on the situation for such a long time. Because I think when they met you, especially with this Page of Pentacles here, they did not understand this connection. They didn't. But they honestly might have even like avoided you for a hot second. And then they came around and they're like, okay, what's going on here? What's going on with this connection? And for some of you, the person you're asking about, this person, could have been the one to walk away, maybe because of work, or maybe both of you. Maybe neither of you wanted to put in that work. But I think when this person met you, they intuitively knew there was something really special about you. And I think they were right, because they gained perception and wisdom. And with all of the majors here, they kind of were just like, okay, wow, like this person, pile 3, there's something special. I'm just going to throw this up into the wind and I'm going to let the universe take care of it. And I think different things got in the way. Work, and I almost feel like other people. But I almost wonder if both of you watch each other from afar. Like, this might be highly mirrored energy. So you might be like, oh, this sounds like me, but this also sounds like my person. And truthfully, I feel like I'm getting the energies kind of mixed and confused. So there could be a lot of similarities on both ends. But with the 4 of Swords and the Hierophant, this person is definitely working on their spiritual abilities. And with the Emperor here, I think they're trying to trust, and Temperance, they're trying to trust divine timing when it comes to this connection. Sagittarius energy with Temperance. They might just be wondering what you're up to, thinking about you. I feel like they're working a lot, especially with that 8 of Pentacles, and following their own passions right now, even though they probably wouldn't want to admit that you're one of their passions, and you might be part of the reason why they work so hard, because they want to like prove to you how badass they are. And you might already think that already, but I think it's clear already with this type of person, you know, they don't always see their worth. And with this 9 of Pentacles, it's like they're really focusing on their own abundance and kind of staying in their energy right now. But with Temperance here and the Hierophant, I think there's acknowledgement on both sides that this connection was divinely guided in some way. Like, there was some purpose. And what's even more interesting here too as well is, look, we have 2 birds above a girl with brown hair. So that could be physical characteristics of the person you're asking about, or you, but maybe, or not at all. Just, I definitely think hair is significant here for whatever reason. Whether it's facial hair, whether it's like long hair. I think you both of each other liked each other's hair. And you might have given this person, this connection might have given this person wisdom that's helped them in their career now. Like, maybe you gave them career advice, or maybe just things they learned helped them become a better healer. But their feelings run deep, and I feel like they try to check in on you. Like, they might stalk your social media, or they might just like get updates from mutual friends, whatever the case may be. They're really trying to improve and level up and gain control of their life, and also gain control of their emotions. Because I feel like there's 2 sides of them. One that's very positive and happy, but maybe a darker side that they don't always show. And with that Temperance and that Sagittarius energy, I feel like they're trying to just come into balance within themselves, to come into union with themselves, if that makes sense. To balance those masculine and feminine energies within them, so that they know when they can take control and when to release it. With this Perception card, it's like you really changed how this person sees love, how they see relationships, how they see spirituality, how they see themselves, how they see other people. I mean, it's quite intense, honestly. And we have tons of fire energy, especially with Aries and Sagittarius. And all the sun and the moon imagery, you guys could be like opposites. But And what I'm called to notice as well is a lot of the suns here are half suns. So it's like they never got full clarity about this situation. Maybe you guys never revealed your feelings to one another. Maybe you guys, or maybe they did and you didn't, or something like that. But it's only like they know half of the truth. And if they could know the full truth, they might feel a little less distant. But I think with this Lord of Cups here, this King of Cups, they're just in this energy of like acknowledging that the feelings that they have for you won't go away, but they're working on their own transformation and just kind of doing what's right for them. They're trusting in divine timing. And if this sounds like you, this could definitely be somebody that is mirroring you, somebody that you have a mirroring connection with, or maybe this is, if your person asked about you, their perception. Because I almost see how a lot of my viewers could relate to this. But with 3 piles, we obviously have to remember that the energies are more condensed. I feel like they try not to think about you, and like literally something always gets thrown in their face that makes them think of you. But I think at the end of the day, they just want the best for you. They hope that you're well. They hope that you're okay. I just get this energy of wishing you the best from afar. And like, it does almost seem like you guys are at quite a distance from one another. One of you could be on a coast and the other one could be in a landlocked place. Or one of you could be working on developing emotions, and one of you could be working on developing passions and action and drive. No matter what, I think the qualities that this person admired in you are qualities that they learned they had within themselves and that they have now been implementing. They really admire you, and they see you as somebody that is very smart and has taught them a lot no matter what happened here. And they do, at the end of the day, I feel like they still feel you a lot and they still wonder about you. I feel like you both have changed since this connection happened, is like what I'm being called to say, or since things have happened. But no matter what, there's hella admiration here, hella just respect. And if not respect, then feelings of wanting the best for you, the viewer. I feel like we both respect each other. You both had I feel like words and actions muddled intentions, but I think on both ends, intentions in this connection were always pure, and things got complicated. Okay, so Spirit, what would pile 3's person say to pile 3 if they could? Okay, these guys want to come. I haven't healed. I made a mistake. This distance kills me. I feel like this person thinks that they haven't healed, but I think they've done a lot more healing than they realize. I definitely get this energy like this person is incredibly hard on themselves and thinks that they have made less progress than they actually have. They might see themselves, actually, that would make sense with the pages of Earth and Wands, and then the Hierophant and the Emperor. It's like they think that there's like a page, like a dreamer still, and they're over here doing like incredibly accomplished things in their Emperor and Hierophant energy, and they just don't realize it because they're too hard on themselves. I'm so when I said that. Of course. I'm such an idiot. We also have, I miss our friendship. Yeah, so for some of you, this could be a friend connection that went by the wayside. I love your sense of humor, and you feel like home to me. Yeah, I definitely get that sense. Like, that's why, I feel like that's why they felt or still feel attached to you, even if they're not talking to you, is because, like, they did feel a huge sense of home within you, and they love that. I never meant to hurt you. I was trying to figure myself out. Yeah, so if this person did hurt you, like, they definitely weren't trying to, and they did not have a lot of clarity when it comes to this situation. And we also have faith in us. I'm coming back when the time is right. Let's see what else. Spirit, what else will pile 3's person say? You're my soulmate, and I have to stay practical with that 9 of Pentacles. And on the back of the deck, my heart skips a beat when I see you, and I'm so sorry. And I think this makes a lot of sense. Like, I feel like there could have been things on both sides. Maybe you both did things in this where you weren't proud of. But I definitely think the feelings like haven't gone here. It's just that time has passed, and it's like it's not fresh anymore, if that makes sense. It's like you've had I feel like both of you have had enough time to get a better understanding of what happened here and accept it for what it is, if that makes sense. Because yeah, this person really, really admires you and really sees you as somebody. And what's interesting is that we have both the Hierophant and the High Priestess. So a lot of spiritual energy here. And being connected in that heart chakra is really beautiful. And like this person, their energy towards you is in their heart chakra. So they really, really have strong feelings for you and feel you in their heart most of all. So we're going to switch gears and look at advice for you. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 3? What do you want them to know? So to start, we have, okay, we have the same card popping out, Master number 33. Any positive changes or projects you're considering right now will be well worth your while. Expect that your power to manifest and create will be heightened. I am expanding. We also have number 14. You are open-minded and always up to try something new, yet you are wise enough to stop and think before you jump into things. This pragmatic approach helps ensure your time and attention and efforts are meaningful. And I think maybe that's something that they learned from this connection. I am practical, or that you learned from this connection. And then on the back of the deck, we have 26. You have a desire to succeed and will feel the most accomplished when your work benefits others. There's that so maybe you both are healers. Your intuitive awareness of what people want. I can't talk. Your intuitive awareness of what people want allows you to come up with innovative solutions to meet their needs. I am tactful. So that's interesting because I have to stay practical, and also I am practical. So maybe you both are just being practical right now and accepting this for what it is. We're going to get some more advice here for you guys. So, Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 3 and their connection? What do you want pile 3 to know? Okay, we have commitment coming out again. Damn. Okay, a lot of similar cards here. Commitment. I willingly accept that it's safe to topple my walls and commit completely to a relationship. It might be one that's already here or one that's on the way. Either way, those walls have got to go. Without them, I can go further, feel freer, and love bigger than ever before. Bonus, no walls means I save a lot of money on picture frames. I'm going to take this one too. Oh my god, are you serious? I'm literally getting the same fucking cards. Okay, so I'm going to take it because obviously it's coming out, but we're going to look at the back of the deck. I'm just like, I'm done, because literally in the second pile, the same channel messages were coming out, and I'm like, why are the energies like this? And it's, sometimes I'm like, can't believe you've done this to my own cards. But open-heartedness. I know that life and the people living it can be an absolute bummer sometimes, but I promise not to let unhappy chapters make me jaded. If I let negative experiences turn me sour, then the jerks win. So I'll move on with an open and hopeful heart, if only because I hate losing to jerks. I love this. And also that's kind of what makes me think of like perception and wisdom. And then we have cleansing again. Feeling bogged down by the weight of 1,000 thoughts, feelings, boxes of mystery objects lurking in your closets? Consider this a prescription to clean house, mentally, physically, literally, figuratively, and anything else that applies adverbally. It's hard to make room for new connections and experiences when every bit of your emotional space is cluttered with psychic bric-a-brac. So enjoy a major guilt-free flush out. And not to worry, you can always find new psychic bric-a-brac in the metaphorical clutter section of Craigslist. Interesting. So to finish off, we'll get you some songs and letters. So, pile 3, Spirit. I swear, where did my, oh, it's right here. Sometimes I'm like, I just want to get something where I'm like, yeah, that's a friend connection, or yeah, that's a family kill. And I never do. It's like, I'm like, damn. Like, which honestly, though, actually is really cool. And the fact that I'm picking up on connections of this deep spiritual nature goes to show the level of depth and spiritually evolved viewers I have. So props to you, my pile 3s, and of course everyone else. But yeah, this is really okay. So cooking could be significant in this connection. Maybe you guys used to cook for each other or something like that. CNN could be important for some reason. Or this person you might think this person is kooky, or the other way around. We have 2 N's and we have 2 H's. We have 6 and or 9, however you want to view those. 2 6s, 2 9s. We have 3 O's. We have another X. So yeah, maybe this is someone from your past. We have 2 C's. We have a K. What I think of KO too, like you're a knockout. They think you're a knockout. I'm also seeing Knox. I don't know why Tennessee is such a big energy, like Knoxville. Because I think in another pile I mentioned Tennessee as well, and I've like never been there. Oh, just kidding. No, I was there when I was 2 years old. Fun fact, my brother actually chased me into a pole and my eye started bleeding. I don't remember it, but my family talks about it. But that was in Nashville, not Knoxville. So shout out to my brother for that one. That's what happens when you have a Sag older brother. Okay, so we have 4, 6, 0, 7, lots of O's. Like, I'm also thinking Nook for some reason. But yeah, I think that's all I'm seeing. I'm sure you guys will also see different connections. Maybe somebody born in 1999, or 97 or 93, 94, 95, all the 90s. Who cares? Okay, so let's look at songs now. I love, oh my gosh, of course, a classic. So with the songs, I always say that these can be messages from your spirit guides. These can be messages from your person, the person that you're asking about, or the song, the artist, the lyrics within it could be significant. So the first one is Dear Maria, Count Me In by All Time Low. So maybe your name's Maria. We also have Drunken Love by Beyonce. So maybe you guys had some fun times while under the influence. We also have Hey There Delilah by the Plain White Tees. And we have Stand By Me by G-Eazy. So lots of different songs today. But pile 3, that is where I am going to leave your reading. Thank you guys so much for watching this all the way through. If you did, definitely leave me a like and subscribe if you are interested in seeing more readings like this in the future. I would also love if you commented down below and let me know how this resonates. I love to read your guys' comments. They absolutely make my day. With that being said, I just want to thank you guys so much for giving me the opportunity to read your cards and letters. I'm wishing you guys the best in the future, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye!